welcome back to the newly released version of Saxlingham, well, Saxlingham Estate. I have updated the map to the Mod Hub version. Big congrats to Briscoe for getting it through. I know it was a bit of a labour of love in the end, but well done, buddy. And I have changed the animal food back to what we were before, etc, etc. Now, the only thing that was peculiar, we'll call it, was the fields that we hadn't drilled. They were almost a mulched texture. So, bit of easy dev fixed that. But we had already started to drill the headlands. So if we it's a bit weird looking, but if we just raise up and have a quick look, you'll see that even though it's showing cultivated, it is growing corn. So it's going to look a little bit odd until it germinates, but nevertheless it is still just as stunning, just as awesome. And you know what, I thought I'd download it because, you know, every little helps. Reward the modder. In other news, we have purchased quite a few more cows. Not a massive amount, but if we just take a quick look in here, this is our cow barn now, our sort of, what would you call it, maternity barn. So all of these cows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, are all pregnant. So we've got a couple of limousines. Thought, you know what, we'll mix it up. Holsteins and our Herefords. Ugly Smith here. But yeah, so if I go to the other barn, you'll see we've got our bull, who's still there. And we've got all these other ones. So yeah, that's why the money has dropped a bit. Plus we've had a higher purchase payment and whatnot else. So yeah, all good. Now, in a slight rookie error, I'll just show you because you know what, it's quite amusing. You'll see our field of sugar beet is now in its first growth stage. However, I may have slept before I'd finished rolling it. Rolled field 9 and thought, you know what, it's showing, we'll do it. I have installed a mod that was suggested by Smock Farmer, which is the basically it's just the mod where you don't have to roll every crop. So if you look at the field that we're drilling now, corn, it doesn't want us to drill it, so jobs are good. Now, the other thing that Smock suggested, and I will just visit the grain dryer sell point, is that it looked a bit weird just tipping onto concrete. Now, the whole premise of the grain dryer mod and the sell point more specifically was that it could just be put in another sell point area, as long as you own it, and it would sort of just blend in. It wouldn't be a grate or you know, anything like that. But so I sort of not followed my own advice. So what I've got on and done is, okay, so Briscoe moved the fence line. What we'll do is we'll remove those pallets and put them somewhere else. But yeah, so I've added a couple of containers, one that's a bit of an office, some stacked up pallets, and this silo, which is actually a silo, but we're not going to use it. So that is what I've done there. But yeah, I'll fix that another time. So that is what we've been up to. I shall head back to the class and get our first field of corn all finished. So on the first headland, on the first day of headlands. No, don't even start that, Cartec. That was incredibly random. So the yes, progress is steady. By steady I mean slow. 7 miles per hour is, yeah, cautious. But cautious. Let's leave it at that. But nevertheless, we are getting through it and getting it done. We are going to have so much silage, which is not a bad thing, because it's not exactly going to rot away or go off, is it? But it does mean that we have the capacity to, what would the word be? Significantly increase the herd size. But we're lacking the funds to do that. So there's going to be times when we can go contracting, is what I'm getting at. And I don't see anything wrong with that at all. We need to make a bit of cash. But yeah, all good. So Mr. Sealy P has done his map tour. I actually sat and watched it this morning, to be fair. And unsurprisingly, he was over the moon with it, you'd have to say. Now, I trust his word, and he's not watched anything on the map prior to its release on console, which is pretty is dedicated, that is, because you don't, I guess he didn't want his opinion skewed, but yeah, he loved it, and so he should. It is fantastic. So yeah, so it's always good. It's, for me, that's probably the most enjoyable part of making a mod, and I hope it's like that for other people as well, is the reviews. You've got seasoned professionals reviewing your work, and as long as you've done a good job, you're all right. So that with a smile. But yeah, all joking apart, it's fantastic. I love it. We're making good progress. I think we're being quite varied in what we do. Yeah, all right, there's a lot of field work going on at the minute, but soon we'll be able to get back into a bit of grass work. We could do with potentially doing a mix for the cows. So, we're not exactly... and now I want to go straight here just to make sure we catch all of the corner. There we go. Lovely jubbly. Yeah, I have noticed that if you sort of leave the GPS to its own device, it does tend to sort of miss bits in the corner. Now, that is probably not going to affect the amount that we get that much, but you want it to look neat. Well, I do anyway. So yeah, all good. Right, I am going to get the headlands done, and then I will come back to you when we do the up and down rows. So 3 headlands all taken care of, and we're on to the up and down rows. Now we are eating through the solid fur, so I'm making a reasonably educated guess that we're going to need to fill up. But that's no issue. We've got enough cash to buy a tank of fert. We might try and judge it on how much is left, potentially, because we don't want to put, was it 7,000 litres in? So we're not going to be using this again for a little while, so that's me reasoning for that. Now, let's just get spun round onto there, lower down, and off we go. Right. So, I mentioned in the last video that I was on a training course. Let's leave it at that for Monday and Tuesday of this week, which will be last week for you. Yeah, it always confuses me, that setup. But anyway, yeah, it was interesting. Not overly horrendous, but yeah, it's one of those things, isn't it? I won't go into it too much because I don't want to seem like I'm moaning. But yeah, it was. Some of it was interesting. Some of it was all a little bit puffy. Let's leave it at that. The other, well, I find it interesting. I hope you do too, because it's computer related. I have invested in a new graphics card and subsequently a new power supply unit. So I've got the PSU power supply unit. I am waiting for a call to say that the GPU is in the store, so I can go and pick it up. Hopefully when this comes out, I will have installed it all and not broken anything. Yeah, I mean, hopefully there's YouTube videos, so that's good. That is helpful. But yeah, it was a sizable investment, but hopefully future-proofs things somewhat. And I've got to thank my IT guru, Mr. Marnox, for putting up with me asking some daft questions. You know, I'm very new still to this, having to do things to your PC malarkey, rather than just buy a new one. So yeah, yeah. Hopefully by now, like I say, it will be installed and running and just all hunky-dory. So yeah, cross your fingers and tune in next week for you guys to see or hear how it went. Well, as predicted, we are going to run out of Bert. So at least, there we go, we have managed to do that pass. So what I'll do, because we don't get the big bags, we will, I'll tell you what, let's do things, I guess, semi-properly. You probably would have big bags and a telehandler with in the field ready to get yourself loaded up, but we lack that luxury. We have the telehandler, obviously, but we don't have big bags. So let's head and we'll put, I'm torn how much, 2,000 litres in here, I reckon, should do it. And yeah, then we'll go from there, I suppose. We don't need any more seed. Now, I have had a quick look at contracts, and there are a couple of sowing ones. So what we might do is, are we even going to be in the trigger? Yes, we are. Right. Come on. No seeds. Why can't I put seeds? Why can't I just... I don't want seeds. Why won't you let me switch? Ugh. That was an unnecessary... No, it's not going to let me do it because I've stopped it too soon. Right, I'll get this done. And then, yeah, I was talking about sowing contracts. We might pick a couple of those up. Not necessarily show all of them, but yeah, we could do with just topping up the bank balance just slightly. To properly cool about this setup. I really do like it. I don't know, it just... Yeah, it works. I'd like the jewels. And yeah, it's works a treat, works an absolute dream. Looks pretty neat as well, to be fair. So we've got this pass to finish and one more. I think it's one more. There might be a tiny slither, just because of the way it's set up, but we'll sort that out. Now, what I think we're going to do is there is a corn planting contract, so it makes sense to do it. Yeah, there's not much more to say really. So that is what we're going to do. We are going to finish this up. We don't need to roll it like I've said previously. So we'll do this. I'll dump the fur out because we don't need to put that down. And then, yeah, we'll just crack on and get it done. But yeah, we've got all our fields planted, and I think this is going to be hopefully the right line. I didn't raise up. Yeah, that's bang on. So yeah, we've got this little sort of not even a quarter, I suppose quarter of a row. And we'll finish off down there and head to, I think it was field 18, I want to say. No, 38, close. Only 20 away. So, yeah, job is a good one. Bring us a bit of cash in. And, yeah, start to raise that bank balance again. Take some words. Words are difficult today. So I've just realised, and probably some of you had, probably slightly before I did, that this was the field that we did the sugar beet harvesting contract in, which is pretty cool that we're now sowing the next season's crops for the farmer, which is, I like that. And like I say, completely overlooked that. So yeah, it's not a massive field. I think it was 4.8 hectares. So yeah, shouldn't take too long to do. I didn't put any more seed in because I thought we did a fair chunk of our own land with the seed that we got in the tank. So yeah, I think we should be just fine for this. Interestingly, it looks like he wants tram lines in his corn. I haven't put any in ours, mainly because we shouldn't need say shouldn't need to. Oh, you're going to try and get around that corner. Okay, that's interesting. We shouldn't need to do anything to it because the fields were ploughed previously. We should be good for weeds, etc. So we might not get the perfect score, but yeah, I'm kind of relaxed about that at the moment. So yeah, we don't really need them as well because we're going to be foraging the field. So we should be alright, I think. It's too bloody late now anyway, but yes. So this will bring us in, what was it, 14,000, which is handy. I might look at some others. It'll probably be into the next day. Just looking at 6, just after 6 o'clock. Light is still good, so you never know. We might be able to work a bit of a late one. So that is the headlands done. And I think, if I remember rightly, these are quite curved to follow the headland. The up and down rows, yeah, look at that. I remembered well. I am half expecting the the farm sim light switch to go in a minute and it to get significantly darker, and it would save when I start recording, wouldn't it? There we go. But we're getting on all right, and there's plenty of seed left. So now there are other contracts, but we'll have a look. It might be worth doing something a little different. There you go. Oh, that went actually brighter. I'm surprised. Somebody did flick the light switch, but flicked it on. Very, very bizarre. Yeah, we'll get this one done. Just focus on one job at a time. I mean, I could be using Courseplay to do other work, but I'm actually quite enjoying doing it myself. So yeah, we'll stick with how we're working for now. Next time, not sure where we'll be at months wise, but we'll sort cows out, get them fed all up. We may need to move a few more. I haven't actually checked as well the past few days the livestock dealer, so we could do that as well. But first things first, let's push on and get this contract finished. So with us not far off finishing the contract, what I think I'm gonna do, there we go, contract finished, but we will be diligent and complete the field. What I think I'm going to do is, I've just had a very quick look-see at the animal dealer, and there's a couple of cows that are half decent. So, what I might do is finish this, and I shall work on through the night. Or maybe late. We won't go all the way through the night, but I'll do that off camera. And then I will purchase some of whatever's decent. We'll sleep and see if it refreshes, that sort of thing, because I don't want to miss out on the couple of decent animals that are there. So that is the plan. So what we'll do is we'll just finish this tiny little bit here. I don't even think we're going to need the GPS for this bit. I think I can manage this. There we go, look. Isn't he a clever boy? I'll do a few more contracts. Like I say, I'll pick up the animals that are there, and then I will grab we'll take the animal trailer down for in the morning, and yeah, we will go from there. So let's do one thing before we leave, and we will collect that £14,415. Thank you very much indeed. I shall have a peruse of these, and I'll see you in April too. And just like that, the light has gone. So that says to me that's not bad timing. Well, good morning. And we're into April 2. Now, I only had a chance to do one additional contract. But, you know, whatever. Time is a cruel mistress. So we have some pregnant females of our own. But, as I said, we are down at the animal dealer to take a look at the stock. So, okay, that's a good start. Brown Swiss Bull, no. Do we want anything from here? Brown Swiss, let's try and prioritise Holsteins. So not ideal. Milk production quality, no. Don't want a bull, don't want an Angus. Limousin, no. Herefords, ooh, okay. Now we're talking. Sprinkles, love it. That one as well. Lulu. Oh, what was that? Lulu. Oh, I can't remember what TV program that was now. Was it Little Britain or something like that? No, it wasn't. It was Harry Enfield. Haha. Showing my age. Right, buy selected. £3,500. Job is a good one. So, what we'll do is we will head back down to the farm. We'll put these in the open pasture, and we'll move the pregnant ladies into the barn, and then we will go from there, I think. So I'll see you back at the farm once I work out which way I've got to go. I'm thinking it's going to be a left. Beacons on. See you in a minute. Right then, you'll see we've got a hoeing contract underway, just because I had a little bit of time between recording sessions, so I've started that. We'll get back to that shortly. But firstly, let's get the 3 out of there. So 3, select all, move selected. There we go. Now we want to find our pregnant animals. There we go. So that one. The bull won't be pregnant. Mean Gypsy's too young. That's it. Just the 2. Super. Right. And move selected. There we go. Super. Right. Probably turn the beacons off. Let's get out and get the old gate shut. Don't want anybody escaping. There we go. I'm thinking as well next time we might do a little bit of grass work. Just something a little relaxing, I guess you'd say. But yeah, we're the majority of the way through the hoeing contract. Now, I raved, I suppose you wouldn't say raved, I was impressed by the Unimog that we had when we were doing the sugar beet. Now, we've been given a MB track for the hoeing contract, and it feels like it couldn't pull the skin off a custard. I was quite disappointed with it, to be fair. So that's parked up and we're using the fast track. So I don't know why I am having, let's go to, so yeah, there's the MB track. We want that one. Go off, lower down. Get on. There we go. Right. So yeah, not much left to go, and this was 20-something thousand. So bank balance is looking a lot healthier, which I'm pleased about, because it does. Look at that. It's like it's feeding by the water hole. Yeah, I'm pleased about that, because you know I want to be able to buy more cows, and you know we're going to need fertilizer and all that sort of stuff. So it's worthwhile having a little bit in reserve. So anyway, I am going to finish this, and I will see you in the next episode. Big thank you to the YouTube channel members and the Patreons. Thank you all for your support. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, leave us a like. If you're new, think about subscribing. And I will catch you all in the next one. Take care.